It's your brother from another mother that surely ain't got no other. It's AB.Marley here.
And it is your girl Nevaeh, your sister from another mister, because you know
Papa was a rolling stone. Good evening, everybody.
It is Tuesday.
Hey, happy Talk Tuesdays, everybody.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
I don't even know why you're so happy like that, because this is not a happy subject.
It's not, but the song came in like do 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 do. Talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, moving.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we apologize. That song got stuck in my head, so screw it.
All right, guys. So we are going to be talking about basically people growing up without fathers. People growing up without their dads.
We're going to be touching on a subject that I feel like there are people that talk about it, but I feel like it's not talked about enough, or it just feels like it's being dismissed just because people try to make it seem like their problems are worse than others, instead of all of us agreeing that equally that there's a problem in a situation and we gotta address it and fix it.
Exactly. All right. So we're gonna talk a little bit of numbers here real quick, and then we're gonna get right into it.
Woo.
I thought I'd just get my AB on.
Yeah, it's like.
All right. So 58% of, you guessed it, black people grow up without fathers. 32% of people without fathers are Hispanics, and 21% would be Caucasians.
Or white folks in general. So, like the way I'm hearing these numbers, I start to think about, we're not going to talk too far deeply into it, but it's about the irony of being in police brutalities where, a lot of black men lost their lives, and many of them are fathers. And there are other ones who get stuck in situations where they've committed a crime or done actually something wrong, and then they're sent away to jail, and it takes, not for everybody, but sometimes it takes a child to make you want to readjust your line of thinking.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the Hispanics, it's pretty much the same thing in the sense of the racial equality, people perceiving what you are, and you can end up losing a father. And even in these white families, it's like they do the same thing. Everybody has the same outlook. It's the decisions that you make and that you can get away with, and if you feel like being a father to the child that you helped create with the woman that you want. And it doesn't even have to be about death. It could just be like the parents separated, and one part of the parent decides to be petty and tries to keep the child for themselves for the entire time.
That's a different video.
Yeah, it is, but that's just a little touch about what we're going to be talking about next time.
There are different reasons why people grow up without their fathers. We are going to have a different part to this video. But in the black community, I feel like that is a thing that is very, very strong. And it's not a good kind of strong either. A lot of people, including myself, grew up without a father. And yes, even though I was adopted by a woman who was a single parent. So I did not grow up in a two-parent home. I grew up in a family with a black mother. For those of y'all that are wondering, because I get asked that a lot. If I do. Usually what happens is when they find out that I'm adopted, the second question is, are they black? I don't know why, but it's just a question. And my mother did a phenomenal job raising me. Obviously, yes, I do keep in contact with my biological family as well, and I love them too. But
even for myself, I was raised in a 4 household. Well, really it was people of 7, but 4 of them were all black women. So I didn't have a father in my life either. To a certain, like I said, I probably was like 4 when he was in my life, so to speak, but it was like in and out. And then by the time I hit 14, it was just like
with most of us, especially with us being black people, a lot of our men are incarcerated. That is like one of the main reasons why a lot of black people don't have fathers, because their fathers are either absent or they are incarcerated. And even with incarceration, that goes with some of them could have been killed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like there's so many different reasons why we have absent fathers. Like whether it's the death or the incarceration, they have been prosecuted for a crime.
Could be family issues.
Oh yeah, they can have.
Or it could just even be just like people just moving from different states or whatever the case is.
So like, I'm gonna speak about a personal experience I've seen where the father was forbidden to see his own child from another woman.
I'm gonna need you to do a snippet of this.
Oh, I know. I'm wrapping it up. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make it long.
That's what some people should have did, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
No, just the short end of it was he was told to stay away from a family member of mine, and up to a certain point he kind of did, and they lost track of the family history. And then after his passing, it was like the family disowned her entirely, didn't even want her to be a part of it. And it's like that show kin too. So it's like it's not just incarceration is not about the jails. It's also about the families that you uphold in there.
Because some people don't like you to have children with certain types of people.
Yep.
Especially Hispanics, like you guys, like kudos to y'all because y'all are family strong. I really wish that black people could be like you guys, because you guys are so family oriented and you guys don't take nothing from nobody, and it's not even standing from a stereotype point of view, but it is because I've had Hispanic friends and they would have like maybe two families living in like one home, or just trying to help each other get to where they need to be before they branch out and go live life the way how they intend to live their life. I feel like a lot of people, who unfortunately everyone obviously won't be able to have their father, but that's for whatever reasoning it is why the male is not present in their life.
Right.
But at the same time, some situations they cannot control and some situations that they can control.
Yep.
As far as white people go, I haven't really encountered a lot of any white people, whether it be friends or people that I have worked with that didn't really have their fathers. But yes, it does exist. White people, some of them don't have fathers either. Surprise.
Well, I've got friends that don't have their father in their life. One didn't even know his own father for a while.
And that's a stereotype, because it's like black people are the only people that don't grow up without fathers. But truth be told, anyone can grow up without a father. It's not just a black thing. It's not a white thing. It's not a Mexican thing. It's not a Latino or Hispanic. It's a everybody thing from any type of culture.
It's just based on the situation that's at hand that causes the numbers to fluctuate differently throughout the years.
We're just more so talking about the more common types. So if you are someone of a nationality or ethnicity or whatever it is that we did not mention, we are not excluding you. It's just that you are part of this conversation. It's just we're talking about the majority right now.
Well, we're speaking from only like how we personally have friends of like all the different cultures. At least these three in particular, because I have white friends, I have Hispanic friends, I have fellow white, black friends, and from my experience, there's been the friends I've kicked it with who have a father that's alive and well, they just don't associate with them based on baggage that happened in the past.
Right, and sometimes it's not even the fact that you don't even have fathers. Sometimes there are people who don't have mothers.
Yep.
And that's even more tough, because it's one thing if you don't have a father, because a father's supposed to give you guidance and supposed to teach you toughness and whatever else there is to teach being a father.
It's gonna be
and sometimes, there are people who don't have mothers, and I'm going to touch more on that subject next week.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that as well. Just for right now, I just want to give out the shout out to the fathers, the father figures, the stepfathers.
Mm-hmm. I've had father figures in my life. I never actually had a father. I mean, I have a stepdad, but
personally, I just would like to say I appreciate you for those that took a stand to help raise young boys to becoming young adults
and young girls
to be also young adults. And it's just like we cannot be overly, I guess is the word, motherly, if I really want to say that, or like overly caring. You know how like they try to protect you from everything and they don't let you go out and explore and experience.
Overprotective.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. That's what I was trying to say. Just being an overprotective
We are not
parent.
Women. Because I already know there's somebody up in here telling us you ain't saying nothing about the women. Because it ain't about you. Women, obviously, yes, I'm a woman. But let's be real, you can't always get credit for everything. Because you do not create the child by yourself.
Nope.
Even if you are a single parent, even if you are taking care of, 4 or 5 kids, 2 kids, 1 kid by yourself.
Basically, it takes 2 to tango.
It definitely takes 2 people. But at the same time, some of y'all women who are mothers are not the best moms. And y'all want to always try to be over here, especially Father's Day. I raised my kids, I'm the mother and the father. Like, I'm so tired of hearing that because you are not the mother and the father. You are the mother. You are the mother and only the mother.
I don't like that either. I can't stand it when mothers try to pull that card. Like,
I need to celebrate Mother's Day and Father's Day. Like,
no,
you have a day, which is Mother's Day. Take that, be happy. We're not taking anything away from you.
But
we love you mothers who take care of your children and really do take care of your children, not the mothers that just say they got kids and don't care. We are talking to the mothers who actually do take care of your kids. We thank you for that. But
definitely appreciation.
This right here is for the fathers because men don't get the recognition that they deserve and they are always talked down on as if they don't deserve the credit for being parents.
In the sense, it's just this. It's men are emotional creatures. We do tend to hold things in for a long time. It's just like fathers deserve the credit because they do the best they can as well to raise their children. Ooh. And the problem is some people feel like
because they're men that they don't deserve anything.
They don't deserve that kind of credibility. You don't deserve being, good at cooking. You don't deserve it being called the best father in the world. You don't deserve. I don't want this hypocrisy to continue on. You cannot fault a father for making mistakes. Like sometimes, yes, you have to be the bad parent, and sometimes you have to be the good.
Backup?
You can back up. So it's good to rotate between the two because then that gives stability in the relationship when it comes to raising children. Mm-hmm. And the crazy thing is when you have an absent parent in your life, you don't understand everything as fast as other people do. Mm-hmm. Just because whether it's just a common sense thing or not. Mm-hmm. It's the knowing that you're going to be loved regardless of if the relationship between my mother and you have separated and is no longer together. That does not mean that you disown the child at the same time because you still have a responsibility as a parent to love your child. Ooh,
and we are going to touch on that one in part 2, y'all.
Yeah.
So we about to wrap it up like some of y'all should have did, but this time we're talking about words. So it's your girl Nevaeh.
It's your brother from another mother, AB.Marley here. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you check us out on all of our platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
That's all, folks.
That's
no.
All, folks.
Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about that? We talked about that, y'all. Learning how to say it. No.
No bad.
No.
I'm gonna flip that N-O to a on.
You need to flip it back off.
It's on. So peace out, y'all. Off.